Falafels. You're coming through.
So where are those notes?
The
It's
notes
shit on the
are
thing.
in the. It's going to be under Assassin Notes in the first page of Assassin's Notes.
I do not have access to that.
They know that Kiari works at a coffee shop.
Actually, they don't even know I work there. They know nobody works there. They have no
Yep.
tracking of me.
There we go.
Oh
Also,
yes,
that
they do.
loot,
They
that
don't know
loot
my.
sheet is that loot sheet is still empty for me, but whatever.
Also, who's E-Villain?
That's the owner of the coffee shop.
I feel like we should have mentioned E-Villain is his last name.
He came into the coffee shop.
He came into the coffee shop, had a talk with you, and I joked about nobody coming down from the ceiling.
Oh, I might have been too focused on trying to find a way to, provoke him into attacking me so that I could self-defend myself too much.
You could become the new owner.
Yeah.
Look, Keanu's
Legally, I don't think that's how that works.
You have made Keanu's one of the most profitable coffee shops in the area. For some reason, he didn't like that, and there's probably some hidden reason behind that.
Well, duh.
Less
Because
attention.
either he has to pay out a percentage to somebody else, like everyone else here seems to be wrapped up in crime, or this was a tax write-off, and now that it's profitable, he can't write it off anymore.
Or he's an awful person, and the more good things happens to his business, the more people can see him, or will see him, or look into him.
If he didn't want people to look into him, probably don't come in the room screaming, yelling, and stuff.
What if that particular restaurant is on like an entryway to the tombs or whatever it's called?
Well,
Have you searched around the store?
I could check.
well, everyone say hi to the viewers.
Hello.
Black viewers.
Hello.
They can hear us?
Oh God.
They can hear you, and now they can see you.
I know.
Well, they're
I need
supposed
that.
to see you. There we go. Now they can see us. It took us a second to pop in.
Horrifying.
So, last time, there was a big fight. The Adara Dobad and this were attacked by an assassin.
Who's now dead.
And the Darpy managed to slit their throat with her whip and cause her to bleed out on the ground.
My bad.
I might ruin any innocent, plays that you do in the future. Like, oh yeah, but didn't you hear she split that guy's throat open?
Yep.
Cool.
Alright,
That sweet little thing, I don't think so.
No. See, I have a recording of it.
On my scrying orb.
Scrying orbs
Right.
haven't been
Right
invented
here.
yet.
Wait, so scrying orbs haven't been invented yet.
Not the
But we got.
not the handheld ones, like the small ones that you guys use in the other campaign. Those haven't been invented yet. If you want a scrying orb, it's like a room-sized setup. You got to go to a building, and they charge you a boohoo bucks to go and. What? Why are you adding more pasta sauce? We have pasta sauce.
Just real quick, looking at the assassination note, Suten, he is the guy that owns the coffee shop, right?
No, Suten, he is the manager of the coffee shop.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I've got written down.
Yeah, he's one of two managers. He's basically like he's basically like the early morning manager, and then there's another manager that comes in the no, he's the evening manager, I think. Well, no, because I said that he works some mornings and some evenings, so he essentially they just take turns.
Real question is, why are you not on this?
Who?
Because I'm a scary
Simon
motherfucker.
also Simon hasn't really been hanging out with the group.
Yeah.
I I note down the interactions that you guys have with each other for this kind of thing. So anytime you guys are interacting in public, people notice that, and depending on how much you're interacting, people start making connections. Simon has really only interacted with Dobat and Adarpi extensively, so but no more than like Adarpi interacts with people from the guild, or Adarpi interacts, or Dobat interacts with like other bards that he meets around. So there, that connection isn't as noted as the fact that Dobat, Adarpi, are constantly around each other and around nobody in public.
Now what? It's weird.
Now, well, if you note, well, nobody is the center of everything. Nobody's the one that was recognized from the mansion, and is every interaction is based off of nobody's connection to other people, and Adarpi giving out her name, which is why she's the main reason why she's on the list.
Yep, I knew that was gonna happen.
What? This is
Hush it
totally
up.
not my fault.
Hush it up.
Well, no,
I
I knew
totally
that a
didn't
Darby
go with
giving out
y'all
her
because
name
I
was gonna
wanted the
cause a
crime
problem.
winner.
We all knew that.
Adarpi's the one that didn't know that.
Actually, y'all don't know I accidentally killed a child. Actually, I thought she
No,
was dead.
no, I don't know a thing about that, but you go back and just say, yeah, you guys have done some stuff in the past that I don't know about.
Mm.
But it
Yeah, I
seems
just need to teach you guys how to change your faces.
I mean, I
And it'll be all
can.
good.
I mean, I can, but it takes a while.
oh wait, I should probably end the
I like
combat.
my face.
You probably should.
All right. Um, but along with that, let's turn off the combat music. And let's play this one. This one's a good one. Alright, so amongst the stuff of the assassin, there was actually some loot, which Adarpi picked up. Um, so that loot is in Adarpi's inventory currently. So there was a sickle, a light crossbow, some boots of speed, hide armor, marvelous pigments, and crossbow bolt.
Can you
Along
send me that list?
a sickle, a light crossbow, boots of speed, hide armor, marvelous pigments, 15 crossbow bolts, and an 116 silver.
Wow, they didn't get paid a lot for this hit.
Well, they probably weren't going to be paid until the deed was done.
They have some snazzy boots.
Yeah. These
They should have
boots.
put those boots on the chicken.
These
Put that on your
boots.
oversized chocobo.
These boots are a common enough item that if you guys would have heard of them, they actually still have the tag on them. They're brand new.
Oh, what a shame. Brand new and never got to use them.
His own fault. He should have put them on.
They were on. They didn't get the action economy to activate them and get away
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, we just kept pressing them.
Yep, we just kept shooting them in the back over and over again, and then whipped them and
We
slit their
didn't shoot
throat.
them in the door.
That's all that happened.
Oh, and they did get to use it in the last round of combat. That's why they ran so far. But a Darby, it's just faster than, and her whip can go out to 15 feet. So even though she couldn't get quite up to them, her 45 feet movement speed,
Close enough.
he sort of closes that gap. So 35 feet, sorry. And she was able to close the gap enough that she could whip them. So they didn't really get to use it to its fullest. If they had got another round, they would have been out of there. Which they would have got another round. But a Darpy caused a severe wound to their throat area, and it caused them to.
I don't like the way that you're putting this.
A Darpy's
Seems
whip.
kind of
Yeah,
aggressive.
a Darpy's whip caused a severe wound to their throat area, uh, and
Mm.
caused them to bleed profusely out on the street.
Yeah, it still doesn't have a nice ring to it. We'll work on it.
I
The
mean, you
whip that was
murdered a
in the
guy in the
hands of a
street.
Darpy, the
You murdered a guy in the street. There's
lashed
no
out
sugarcoating it.
and slashed the throat of a ne'er-do-well assassin who attempted to murder her, and which resulted in that assassin dying and bleeding out on the street.
Yeah.
The real question is, though, would that poison have actually killed any of us?
I wouldn't have found out.
So, as part of the investigation, they do take like samples of the poison from Delbat's clothing, and it was a it, they are able to identify it pretty quickly at the station as some kind of de- debilitating poison that would take several days to fully work. Essentially, it would make you sick in the short term, but it would slowly eat away at your um, health and just make you sort of die of just sickness. Essentially,
Good thing I hit that soon.
essentially, it was a constitution poison. It would slowly eat away at your constitution until you died.
Huh. Sounds familiar.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like somebody gave ideas
If
to the GM.
if they had successfully gotten away and you guys didn't realize what was going on, then you guys would have lost a point of constitution in at like the start of every day, and eventually it would have just looked like you wasted away.
Well, it was weak enough to make it look like it was other reasons, so that we wouldn't suspect it.
Yeah, you just caught it back cold, and it just took you out. Or you got a case of the tuberculosis, and well, it just happens sometimes.
If it was Bella, y'all wouldn't be breathing after 30 seconds.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of missed that opportunity there. This was a very poor
No,
assassin.
The thing is so what you guys gather from the information on the note, they grossly underestimate how strong you guys are. They did not. This assassin was pretty strong, but that was if they were fighting you guys individually, and if you get they assume you guys are seem to assume you guys are a little weaker than what you guys actually are, which is probably testament to the fact that you guys didn't really display much power while you were in the mansion. So the only people that the note seems to be warning the assassins about is nobody and the mysterious Kinku.
Kinku?
Yeah, a bird person.
Yep, that Kiari was at the time.
They
Unless they
they
saw any.
no, they didn't see Benu, but they do note that the Kinku disappeared in a a burst of flames, but that's about it. They assume that since the Kinku has not been sighted since that day, that they died or have left the city.
They
Isn't that
exploded.
Ben?
It's been about 2 weeks since then, so if they were still in the city, they would have sewn up by now. No one can stay disappeared for that long.
I beg to differ.
Mhm.
But
Alright,
never mind.
so while you guys are getting processed and getting your testimonies taken, then we'll go back to the tent with Picari and nobody. What are you guys up to this late in the afternoon?
And I'm gonna go AFK for a few minutes, Keontae.
I don't really know.
Hmm. Nobody's just regaling her with tales from the past, but it's like how grandfathers tell you about tales from the past. Like you kind of understand, but but you're like, I'm kind of lost here.
Kind of just like nodding along as maybe she's picking up or something around the
Back,
tent.
back in my days, we didn't walk nowhere. We had flying vehicles that took us from place to place.
Okay, Grandpa.
We used to be able to go down the street and get teleported to the next city over to get groceries.
Sounds amazing, Grandpa.
Hey, hey. You should be taking notes. These could be things that we run into at the tombs. But pretty much that's it. How long has it been since nobody's fight?
It's been a few hours. You got
How
Pat.
many?
Let's say that was your fight was pretty early on. It's like the end of the day, so it's been probably like 10 plus hours.
Okay, so yes, I have definitely had a long rest.
Well, if you take a
Because
long
nobody can
rest,
have a long rest in 4 hours.
yeah, but if you take a long rest now, you won't be able to sleep tonight.
Oh no.
I don't know what you talking about. I could sleep for like 13 hours straight.
It's not like I don't
I
sleep at
know.
all.
But I thought
Well, it
nobody does.
sounds like he wants something to happen tonight to you.
I think it does too, but I already had a long
Oh,
rest.
sorry, I didn't mean for the music to get ominous on you. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Back to the
Uh,
halfway lodge.
I love that I didn't take any health damage. This is really just for spell reset. Bonus.
Yeah, yeah, you saw where the other gladiators were getting patched up, and it was not the best treatment.
Ew.
They were using Scarify spells instead of actually using healing spells on most of the smaller cuts. And then they were eh, like using healing poultices and whatnot instead of using like potions. So
Can spring for a little bit more budget on the health. Hmm.
no,
Well, I had a bit of fun in the arena today. You can.
Sounds like it. You kind of trucked the guy. Wasn't much of a fight.
It's kind of hard when they keep running from you. But other than that, is there anything you're looking forward to the days to come?
Like excited?
Mm-hmm.
Not much that I can think of. Though things might get exciting, I was being kind of followed in the market earlier. So,
Ooh. Did you
that's
get a
not
glimpse?
something to go ooh to.
Well, anyway, did you get a good glimpse of what they look like?
I got a really good glimpse, and I know where they're from too.
Ooh.
What was it, Keontae? They were like basically a gang that extorts people for quote unquote
This,
protection.
yeah, the Siren's Call.
Yeah. The Siren's Call, you know, they're one of those gangs that like to extort for protection.
You see nobody just head creak to the side a second. Oh.
What does that mean? Why did you react like that?
Did they follow you here?
No, I made sure to lose them. I'm not that stupid.
Just in case,
Why do you know them?
they have voiced their, I wouldn't say concern, more like dislike towards, Mana and I.
Oh, goody.
And it's concerning that they're following you. But,
They're either following me to extort the business, or they're following me to extort you guys. So, it's one of those two things. Either way, don't appreciate being a pawn.
yeah, and I don't appreciate that either. While they're sitting there, nobody's going to, cast Detect Thoughts.
On me?
No, just on in general to see if anyone's just around them, because I can use it to detect thinking creatures.
Okay.
Alright,
Hold on, I forgot how to cast stuff because I haven't done this in a while.
Can you hear Picari's thoughts, though?
just
I would be able to hear your surface thoughts. If I wanted to probe deeper, I'd.
Oh, okay. Well, you would definitely hear her think, nobody is so much more agreeable than Mana.
How do I
I,
cast again? I don't remember.
you just click on the spell
Oh,
and
it's.
it'll,
There we go. Okay.
you know,
Hold
just
on.
make sure you use up the spell slot. Unless you can ritual cast it. I don't think you can ritual cast Detect Thoughts. I don't remember.
There we go. Basically, I'm just keeping up a guard, just see if
Alright.
anybody unknown is closing in on the tent.
Like as you cast the spell, you just most of the thoughts you get are more feelings. It's like you probably animals, those that are hanging around like the rats in the alleyway, so on and so forth. But then you pick up on a very distinctively sentient thought. Hmm, when are they going to come out? I wonder. I have been here for quite some time. Maybe I should report back in. They might not come out for the rest of the night. I should see what Hassan is up to. I should report
Okay.
back.
nobody's head just sn- like it's probably gonna um surprise or scare Prakari, but his head will just snap towards the direction of the voice and try to probe deeper.
It so you can't tell the direction, but you can detect that it's somewhere around you. Um, probe deeper. All right. Let
I
me.
believe I have to.
They have to make a wisdom save.
Yeah.
Oh,
If by any
thank
case,
you.
at least they will know that I know they're there.
All right. Let me pull up the stats. I got
And
it.
that's when the tent just bursts into flames.
Can't go making us homeless.
Do, do not be alarmed, Prakari, but we have been compromised.
Ooh. Amazing. She's gonna just sigh and put down the stuff she was picking up.
As you probe deeper, like you get, it's mostly just like images of like a very particular person. It like it's a drow, which you haven't seen a lot of drow, um, um, on this continent, but they're very much wearing clothing of this region. They're not dressed as someone from Nox, like with the suits and like the long coats and the top hats and whatnot. That they're dressed very much like someone from the desert. Um, they're wearing like mostly white robes with some leather armor on their chest that seems very similar to like the type of armor you would find in this region. And but they're wearing that they don't have their hood up or a mask on. You see a fairly handsome drow with a single scar across his eye. He seems to be blind in his left eye, but he has this very deep blue hair. Um, give me a here. Let me use the try and use the thing because I've been wanting. So I click on you, request roll, um, a history. I'm going to request it, and you just click in chat to roll it. Ah, I forgot to set the DC. It's fine.
Ha! Ha ha! Nope.
Huh, a drow with blue hair. That's weird.
Hmm.
This person seemed to be this Hassan that they're talking about.
Hmm. They're somewhere currently outside, wondering how long we're going to stay in here. They're
Hmm.
wondering if they should just go ahead and go report to a drow named Hassan.
Do I recognize that name?
Um, you don't recognize the name, but Drow piques your interest as someone who whose family is from cavernous regions. Drow. There are some Drow clans that have popped up occasionally and traded with your people, but it's like a rare occurrence. It's like one of those. Oh, there's a village here. Um, sure, I got some stuff that I'm willing to sell and trade. Uh, but there's also been some drow that have come through that are surprised by there being a village here, and they're like, "Ah, man, Lisa, this is a perfect place to get some workers from, and your people have to fly up into the upper parts of the cavern to hide from them."
Hmm.
Um, Give me a. Here, I can
Blue
do.
hair with a scar on his eye.
I can do the same thing I did. Click on that. All right. History. Set the DC so you can see it. All right. History.
One sec.
Press.
Sorry, I'm still.
Click. All right. Just go in the chat and you can click on the history check. It already shows the DC. So this one's a.
Dang.
You you know that there are certain tribes of drow you should definitely not mess with. Any drow that has like white or like silvery hair is typically not one that you would want to deal with. If those are part of the Diamond clan of drow, um, the red-haired ones, the Ruby clan are very aggressive. They don't enslave people, but they are always out to fight people. Um, Typically, the ones that are a bit more amicable are the blue and the green-haired ones, the sapphire and emerald. You got the amethyst tribe that are typically just wanderers and explorers, and then you have the lesser tribes, the ones that aren't the ma- like the major gemstones. Those are there's as many of those as there are colors in the rainbow.
What about the blue-haired ones?
They're typically the amicable. They're typically your traders and your people that are typically on the good side of things.
Bakari's gonna relay that to nobody.
Hmm. That is peculiar. Especially since they're watching us.
Is he standing
Well,
outside the
at
tent?
least not himself, one of his subordinates.
Is he standing outside the tent?
Somewhere.
You don't know where?
I don't have the general direction, but I know they're out there.
Hmm.
It looks like, from what I've heard, they're not going to risk coming in, but they're definitely waiting for us to come out.
Well, how would you want to handle this?
Personally, I'm all for the chaos, and I would totally like to see what, get more information out of them. But another thing is, I should probably find a way to get in contact with Mana to tell that we need to move the tent.
Hmm. Can I try to determine like where the guy is standing outside the tent? If there's any light coming through or anything that might show where he's at?
Um, no, the properties of the tent kind of make it hard to tell what's going on outside of the tent unless you're by one of the windows. And before I know, oh, Mounder said that he was keeping the windows closed for the most part. So the only light in the tent currently is the light that you guys have in the main area. But
Okay.
because the tent is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, it's kind of hard to determine distance.
How's your
I'd
hearing?
better just to step out there and try to grab the guy before he runs off.
What about your hearing? Can you hear?
I mean, I could try, I guess.
Question: has Ecall found us yet?
Um, Let me
Because I could have
see.
sworn that Mana was sending Ecall after us.
Yeah, Ecall was coming to let you guys know what was going on. Um, No. Let me roll a dice. Yeah, Ecall will show up at about this time.
Ugh. Hello there.
Yeah, but we'll scare
Um,
them guy away.
you hear, oh no, someone's here. They're on the side. It, they start thinking of different places to hide. And you start
Can
seeing
I
the
listen and see if I can decipher where he is after you said that?
well, this is in their mind. They're not saying it out
Oh,
loud.
that's okay. That's nobody hearing. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Mm.
Sorry, I thought he said
You
that.
see
That's the
several
only way I'm going to be able to understand Ecall.
yeah. Um, then Ecall comes in, and Ecall's thoughts are all about help bread. Uh, can I get? Do you think that Mana would let me eat just one of the bread golems?
Bread golems. Okay.
As they walk in, and meanwhile you see from the perspective of the thing that whose thoughts you're delved deep into, Ecall landing from like somewhere here, and then you see Ecall like slowly walking into the tent as they're hid, and you can tell that they're up and to the right of the tent, probably about 5 feet from the entrance of the tent. So they're very close to the entrance, which is probably why you were still able to detect them. Because if they were much further away from the tent, then your thought detection probably wouldn't reach that far.
Ooh, they're very close. They're up to the right. They saw Ecall coming in.
You think they might try to come back towards the front of the tent?
As and while you guys are talking, Ekal comes in and is just gesturing. He, as they're thinking out what Mana has been up to, who like taking this guy's body and um, currently he has figured out that this guy has a son. Wife died of tuberculosis a few years ago. So has to figure out some way to get the businesses back in order. Or it's just a bombardment of information while your guys are trying to deal with this situation.
Okay. Is there any particular reason why Mana brought you here,
They
other than just that?
they pause and they think that they're thinking about the bread golem again while they're trying to remember what Mana was saying while they were looking at the bread golem through the window.
Oh my god.
What did Mana tell them to tell? Oh, nobody.
Mana told them to inform them that they have a new potential home, that it is effectively a mansion, and a series of businesses in the town that they could use as hideouts.
All right. So what he called or delivers new big hideout, bread, north part of town.
Cool. That's probably just what we need after we are definitely compromised. Um,
I have an idea.
Also, apparently Ecall likes bread, but um,
Bakara's
looking
gonna
at
take a piece of bread out of her bag and give it to him.
Ekal gnaws on it, but because Ekal can't really digest food, it's just the sensation of chewing bread that they're really enjoying.
So, do you think that they're gonna try to come into the tent once we leave, or follow us?
Did I get when I was probing deeper, did I get why they're there, or are they just watching?
They have to watch and report. That is what Hassan said.
They have to
They
watch every what?
And report who's
Every
going
port.
in and who's
and
coming out.
report.
Oh. They're just watching and reporting.
You know where he's hiding, though.
Yes. She.
I got an idea.
What's that?
Fakari's gonna take out some rope from her bag.
Oh, this looks
So
interesting.
we're gonna walk past where they're hiding because they're probably gonna leave the same way they got in there. So here's my idea: we walk past, and I cast snare. They try to leave that spot, they're gonna get stuck in the trap.
I knew I liked you. Alright,
Fakari's just gonna grin.
just in case. Eagle, could you stay in here and watch the tent?
Like they give you a thumbs up as they're gnawing on the bread a bit more. You're not. It's kind of confusing what e-call actually is. At this point,
Did y'all
Nobody is almost just as confusing, so he doesn't really care.
why don't y'all just send E-Call in the other direction to the tent with the tent? Y'all ensnare them and then follow behind him in a different direction, just in case someone's
Well,
following you.
because we're gonna
So
snare
no
him
one
and
knows
then
you.
question him. That's the plan.
Okay.
Alright, so
And if we
So
just
we're-
start packing up, they're gonna know that we're watching them.
I
Or
think this
at
is a
the-
good plan.
Yeah.
all right.
And we don't
So
want to
what-
move the tent when they're watching, so
So we're going
we're
to
gonna
make
walk.
it at least convincible that I'm gonna walk with you, and I'm gonna act like I'm gonna be helping you with an order or something.
Sounds good. And then she goes ahead and starts making a circle with the rope. I'll just drop this. Hopefully he won't notice. He'll be too distracted, trying to hide, stay out of sight. I'll drop it and cast the spell.
They're up high, just to let you know.
Yeah, but hopefully they're gonna stay ducked is what I was thinking, so they can't really see directly on where I'm gonna drop it.
Okay.
Is the idea. You don't think that's gonna work? I'm up for suggestions. I could just put it in front of the tent, see if he tries to come in.
I think you should do what you were saying. Go put it around the
Well,
guy.
Picari's
Walk around
asking
casually.
nobody because that's Picari's personality.
Um,
Mm,
Picari likes having other people's assessments before making a decision.
I usually go for the direct approach, but I think this would work.
I mean, we'll hang back, and if he doesn't trigger it, then we can just jump him.
You're not wrong.
I mean, you're pretty good at those mind games, right?
Yeah.
There. Look, I've just been wanting to use this spell since I've learned it. I haven't had an opportunity, so
Then let's. Sounds fun.
alright, so that's what they're gonna do.
Right.
Alright. Nobody's gonna grab one of the baskets to act like they're going to gather ingredients, and then
Yeah, and you walk on the side that he's on the right side, right? So you walk on Picari's right side. So when she drops it, it's harder to see because there's two bodies right next to each other.
Okay.
All right.
Alright. So I guess let's go. I'll go ahead and cast the spell.
And as we're walking, it's like, Okay. So we need, I believe, flour, right? And a bit. I've been actually one of these new ingredients I thought I saw in the market when I was wandering this other day.
Hey,
It might be. I
Oh
don't
wait,
know.
give
Deontay, you
me,
want me to do that first, or
yeah, give the stealth check as you're casting the spell.
wait? So you want me to cast a spell then self check, or go ahead and do?
The order doesn't it really matter. You won't know the true exalts until well, both are done anyway.
I mean, would he be able to tell I'm casting the spell though? Because the spell isn't vocal or
What
somatic.
it's just material components, right?
Well, I'm using the material. Okay, I can do any of those, but I'm choosing the material component,
Right. Then
so I
yeah,
don't make any.
yeah. So they probably won't notice you casting the spell, but they might notice you dropping the rope.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Then I'll hold on. Self check first. Then
Would I be, since I'm kind of like adding to the performance, can I like give her an advantage?
on the stealth.
Um, you can roll to assist. If you get above a 10, then it'll add 2 to her roll.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. Haha.
Barely.
Alright, so as you guys are walking by, hey,
I
the
saw this.
thoughts of the creature, they're, oh, they are leaving. Hey, now I must report back to Hassan, and I will quietly crawl down this wall. Oh, and
You just see nobody audibly start laughing.
let me roll a deck save for them.
Ah, if only I could hex them.
Alright, what's your spell save DC?
Where do I find that? It doesn't say.
It'll be
Oh,
above
it's
your.
a 15.
Yeah, they narrowly escape. A trap. If Zozo has been had, Zozo must run. Zozo must run.
I
You
create
guys,
bonfire on him.
you create bonfire.
Oh yeah,
While
make
they're
a
scared
deck
to try to
save.
Whoa, like-
and just in case, I'm gonna hex their dexterity.
Well, first you have to see the creature. Give me a perception.
I don't have to see. I can just cast it.
Okay.
It's
I have to roll it, I guess. Hold on.
well, if you
Am I
want.
using a bonfire cantrip as a weapon? Yes.
Well, you have to first to do use it as a weapon. You have to see where they are and then cast it on the space that they are in. They are
It's I cast it on the ground in an area I can see, and I'm assuming we didn't go
yeah, but
like
it only yes, but it only affects a 5 foot cube. So
yeah.
it avoided the trap. So it's within 5 feet of the trap itself, and it's scuttling away now. Also, you have to see it to know where the square that you're going to put the bonfire is
Well,
in,
I'm
so that it,
assuming we can still see them.
um you would assume that you can see it, but all right, you see this sleek brownish black lizard, but it's slimy. It's like a slimy lizard, like a slime lizard. A slime. It's a salamander. It's a big salamander, and it's
Hmm.
scuttling along the ground.
I'm going to.
So,
Actually, I have a better spell I
so
could have casted.
you're
Ooh.
casting Hex. Picari, roll to also see it so that you can just place the bonfire in the right place. It's just a perception. It's an easy one.
No, puppet only works on humanoids.
Perception.
Yeah, you see it. So you cast a spell. It squeaks. It's in pain as it's attempting to dodge the fire.
I hexed its dexterity.
So what does that do?
Whenever it makes an ability check for dex, it has disadvantage.
Okay.
And I believe, hold on. Oh, it's whenever you hit it with an attack. So I don't think her
This doesn't.
bonfire.
Yeah, this doesn't constitute an attack. All right. So
But
first.
since hex is a bonus action, let's.
All right. So a 16 just barely beats it. Its tail is singed, and so it's got one.
Hold on. Before it goes, I'm in range. So let's see. I am going to cast, since I've hex is a bonus action. Mind Strike. It must make a wisdom saving throw, taking 3d8 psychic damage on failed save, or half as much. On a failed save, I also know the target's location until the spell ends.
All right. Make a wisdom save. Ooh. Eh. Does a 16 beat your spell save?
I think for what is that?
It's your. It should be set in your character.
Dang, just barely. I should have hexed its wisdom.
Well, you were relying on the bonfire to stop it. All right. Um. So it takes half of
Wait,
3d. So roll 3d8 psychic
on a
damage.
failed. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. What?
Rolls roll the damage. It takes half of
Okay.
3d8.
Whoops, I did that wrong.
Question: do I roll 3d8? Alright.
I didn't get the
Alright.
tracking.
So it's small, so it's 9 hit points plus. What is his constitution then? Okay. So
Also, how much damage did the bonfire do?
it didn't do any since it saved.
I dodged, yep.
Um. Yeah. So yeah, you just dealt a good bit of damage with that spell. You watch as their thoughts go wild. They'll and it's like it, it must escape, must escape. It, and it's going to. Ooh, you hear it call out, oh, like this very shrill noise, like, but very loud. So, and you see its body get filled with energy from all around it, and Alright, so it doesn't really gain much from it.
I was about to say, if it's a spell.
It's not a spell, it's a class ability. So it uses bonus action to do that. Alright, so that will help it a bit, but it's probably it scuttles about 30 feet from where it was. It's down the alley and it's about to round the corner. At which point you guys will most likely lose it as there's several branching alleyways from there.
Okay, so we have one more chance.
Yeah.
Okay, I should have led with this. Do you want to cast anything first, or?
You can cast something first. Not sure if we're in like initiative or something to catch this guy.
Okay,
So
then I probably should have led with this. It insinuation.
Ah, your overpowered spell.
Hopefully, I can stop it in its tracks.
hopefully you don't kill it. Sorry, we can't hear you.
At that point, it killed itself.
But at least it's going to stop it for us to
Alright,
at
this
least get
doesn't give
closer
it
to.
resistance to psychic damage. What was I doing when I designed this? I should always give things resistance to psychic damage.
No, no, you shouldn't.
Alright. Yeah.
Aha!
No! It stops. Just rest. See the sun.
But should you? As the eye blinks open.
Kara's gonna run over and tie him up.
And before too much damage is done, once the thing is or sufficiently captured, he'll end the spell.
Okay. Hey. It blinks and you see it has these strange markings around its eyes and on its body that are glowing right now. So, and it's just wiggling. It is extremely powerful for such a small creature. Like its thrashing around is like physically moving Picari. It's like wrestling an alligator, but it's slimier.
Wouldn't this be an alligator?
Boo!
No, no. Salamanders are not alligators.
At least someone appreciated it.
So, should we take him back to the tent?
I don't know, should we?
I don't know about you, but
They could be, I don't know, magically linked to Hassan and actually giving them information right now.
well, either way, we need to find somewhere because I don't think we should be staying in the street with a guy tied up.
It's not a guy. It's a creature.
Um, Picard, you actually recognize this creature. It's a lot bigger than the ones that you used to see back home. It's an axolotl.
Mm.
So it's just like uh, it's like the biggest axolotl you've ever seen. It's like 3 feet long and glowing.
Maybe we should put them over the fire and dry them out until they talk.
No, Zozo does not like fire. Certainly not. They don't know that Zozo is resistant to fire.
You're also talking out loud.
No, it's in its head still. It said the first part out loud, but in its head it was thinking the second part.
In its mind, I'll say, "Are you sure about that?"
Oh no! Oh, they can read Zozo's mind. Zozo must think quietly. If Zozo thinks quietly, then Zozo will not reveal any deep secrets. It's like the organization that we're working for. But
An organization, you
I
say?
won't think about that. That because I am thinking about shrimp. Yes, shrimp. I like shrimp. Shrimp are good. That you should only eat shrimp. Shrimp are the best thing. And Zozo loves it when Hassan gives Zozo shrimp. Oh no, Zozo said Hassan's name. They
I already
will
know
hear
about
that.
Hassan.
Oh no, they know about Hassan. Hassan should not come and rescue Zozo. So Zozo should stay be captured. Zozo will be the best prisoner of war. Zozo can take anything they can dish out for 10-minute increments.
So we'll be torturing them for 20 minutes.
I know, Zozo's one weakness, prolonged torture. Because Zozo will have no choice but to talk then.
Akari's just like standing there awkwardly, like, what is going on?
It's like tilting its head and it back and forth and like looking in random directions. It's like awkwardly slimy and bony. It's like your its bones are squishy because they're mostly cartilage, and it's just like it's an odd feeling holding this thing.
Now, dearie, are you from the Siren's Call? Or
Siren's Call. Oh, Zozo knows about the Siren's Call. They work with that other guy. Zozo doesn't like them. They're creepy fish people and bird people. I don't like birds.
so that's not the organization. If it's an organization you're working for, does it happen to be a cult working for a certain god?
Zozo will not reveal any secrets.
Can I probe deeper?
Yeah,
And I'm actually. Oh, wait. I don't think I can do hex like that.
you'd have to recast it.
Mm, If I can do a long rest for 4 hours again.
You can't take more than one long rest in a 24-hour period.
Ah, scheiße.
How, Keontae, how common are things like this guy in particular? This
Uh,
giant axolotl.
Not giant ones. The biggest one you've seen is like maybe a foot long. Like, and that was like
Okay, but
impressive.
these things definitely aren't common in the city.
No, they live in deep caverns. Like you came across a pond filled with them under the city when you were down there picking herbs, but those ones were normal sized ones. None of them were this big.
Okay. I will hex its wisdom.
You won't get anything. You won't get anything from Zozo. You will get everything from Zozo. That makes my head hurt, and I don't want to die.
Nobody just puts their hand on their head for a more direct contact as he probes even deeper to get as much information as he can.
They're still going to resist. Yeah, they can't resist. It all began when Zozo was just a wee little egg. Zozo's parents had hatched Zozo in a pond with all of Zozo's friends and family. But Zozo soon learned that Zozo was special. Zozo was very smart. Zozo was very big. Zozo ate all of their siblings. But this was normal. Soon after, Hassan found Zozo. Hassan and Zozo became close friends, and maybe even best friends. Hassan has fed Zozo shrimp and cave prawns and crawfish. And Zozo has loved Hassan for many years now. Hassan is such a nice elf. He does not put sticks to us like other elves. As Zozo taught Hassan how to become one with nature, and Hassan taught Zozo how to talk. Now Zozo can talk. You can tell that she's thinking this just to mess with you, so that she doesn't have to think about the information that you're trying to get from her. She's stalling, definitely. And then when
But
Zozo was but a young one, we found others like him, and he took us in, and we became a family. And then Zozo got to live in a big building and ate all the shrimp that she could ever ask for.
hmm, hello.
Yeah, I'm
Hello.
sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
And she starts thinking about her favorite it um shellfish is like the time she ate a crab, the time she ate a lobster, the other time she ate a crab, and she's just going on and hoping that
Who
this will
are those?
be.
Who are those friends of yours? Obviously, they cared so much about you. It might be a bad thing if you were to disappear.
Zozo is stronger than this. Zozo will
Will
not
break
falter.
your will. You're not.
Zozo's will is indomitable. I think Zozo used that word right. It Hassan would be so proud.
Nobody will just grab a dagger from his cloak and just start lightly just dragging it to know that there are a threat under death.
Give me a quick perception.
Hold on.
Picard also gave me one, just to, because you're also there. Yeah, Picard, you notice it just as is you hear the thought of kill, as is you see this drow dressed in white, blue hair, flowing in the wind, and holding what looks to be some kind of firearm, pointed it right at nobody. If you do not let her go, I will not give you a warning. That was the best I could think of.
Your thoughts betray you, dear boy.
Hmm. I see. Oh, they can read my mind. Interesting. Let's see how deep this goes.
He's holding
And
a gun, you said?
yes,
I'm gonna cast heat metal on the gun.
you're casting heat metal. As you're casting that, he's going to think of the like. Um, imagine in walking out, like you've been in a dark room, you've had the curtains drawn, and then walking out into like the brightest day ever. As he thinks of the first time he went to the surface, and I need you to give me a will save, a wisdom save. Sorry.
Ooh.
Um, nobody.
I don't think that's how detect magic work or detect thoughts work.
I mean, if it is, I'm going to be using that later.
He's thinking, well, it's a distracting thought. Sorry, I've been watching some stuff, let's say.
He's got an inspiration.
Yes.
22.
Yeah, it's hardly a distraction then for you. You've had people you've had actual psychics use stuff on you to try and counter your detect thoughts. This is merely him trying to probe and see how well, extensive the thought you can think of. He's thinking of the most painful thought for himself, but for you, who all it is just an image and a thought. It's not really anything to worry about. And as you're brushing off his intense thought, uh, his gun heats up. That how much damage does heat metal do? 2d8.
Question.
Well, hold on. Because I have. Where is it?
So, is this in addition to his gun exploding?
Um, yeah, that's another thing. This is a powder rifle.
So I'm doing that damage plus a 1d6 plus 7.
All right,
And if I roll any ones, they're automatically a 2.
all right. Go ahead and roll the damage then. You should be able to just add the extra dice in the damage section when you click the button.
Don't mess with the chef! If he drops to 0 HP because of this, though, I do get to cook him.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Like he seems to resist the.
He'll be perfectly cooked if he drops to 0 HP. Just saying.
All right. Let's see.
My goodness, the crowd is dark. They're clapping for this.
All right. He doesn't hold on to the weapon. But as he drops the weapon, the heat causes the rifle to go off, and it's just going to fire in your guys' general direction at disadvantage. No, no bonus. It's because he's not the one firing it, so it's just straight 1d20. Yeah. Yeah. So with the 2, it fires harmlessly into the upper areas of the alleyway. Yeah. you hear it, it's not, and this isn't how um, I wanted this to go. Oh, I have to retreat. He's going to. Uh,
Right, right when I hear that, I'm gonna cast puppet on him.
all right, you're casting puppet. Go ahead and roll it.
No, they need to make a
Oh, sorry.
Constitution saving.
Sorry, I meant kiss cast it. Sorry.
So, but he did take the damage, right?
Yeah, he took the damage from the rifle because it's immediate damage, and then they have to then they drop it or not. And he doesn't have that good of con, so he did drop it. All
Whew.
right.
I actually start moving him closer to us before he starts running. So right when he turns away, you just see these uh like metallic goldish green lines come from nobody's fingers attached to like his extremities, and start pulling him back. Where are you going? We just started.
You're making a mistake. This isn't how this was supposed to go. He says in his mind.
This, of course, it's not supposed to how it's go. This is what happens when you start targeting people. Um, Now do tell me, what is this organization your dear Zozo has been oh so thinking about dearly? Almost as close as a family.
Are y'all saying this out loud, or is it all mental still?
It's out loud, but I'm still I'm actually going to try to put my detect magic I'm going to try to probe deeper with my detect thoughts on him.
All right.
Okay, I just don't know if I didn't know if Picard could hear this.
Yeah, Picard can hear that part at least. All right.
Don't be leaving so soon. Ah, dang. Never mind.
If you must know, oh, I am part of an organization that wants to keep tabs on you in particular. You
Like I
have
haven't
been,
heard that before. Get in line.
well, it seems like you and your friends are being watched by several other groups, and my organization wants to make sure that you guys these aren't actually doing anything, underhanded.
That is one of the most generic answers ever.
That's all I can give you. Here, if you really have to know, oh, look under my scarf.
Well, okay. Nobody will go up and look under his scarf.
You see a pendant and that you give me a history. I'm trying to remember if you guys went through Knox to get here or if you went through Raylos to get here. I'm trying to remember.
I don't think we specified.
Okay. Um, so like most of the traffic coming to here is from Knox, and very few ships from Raylos ever dock here. I would assume that it 9 times out of 10 your ship would have been coming through Knox, so you have a good chance of seeing it. So I'm gonna.
Oh,
So
then I
would
probably have a reputation in Knox.
so would I have an advantage?
Yeah, give me a history at advantage. I'm gonna put.
Nat
That's which one
20.
it is.
Okay. So, yeah, you immediately recognize this as the emblem of the. Hold up, I gotta make sure I say the church's name right.
The super suspicious person.
Oh, I think I have it in the chat from. Right. He seems to be working for one of the bishops of the Church of Light from Knox, the Church of Inmost Light.
Do I recognize that?
Those are the same. You remember uh, the no, the goblin guy that you guys met? He said he was working for the Archbishop of the Church of Inmost Light.
Oh, it's you again.
It's not what you think. They're going to misunderstand. Archbishop Maxwell is up to something, and Bishop Bip Cardell wanted us to investigate what that was.
So you're not connected to UPEP.
Yeah, uh, yes and no. Well, we're from the same organization, but they are. He works directly for the Archbishop, and I suspect that there is some corruption inside the church that, that which
Trust me, there is.
a Pep seems to be at the center of. Bishop Amanda Cardell well, has secretly he entered the city and would like a, to make contact with your group, but you guys are being strongly watched by a two by a Peps group, and in one of the gangs in the city, be the Siren's Call, which means you guys have gotten into some deep stuff of, without realizing it.
All of you to think we haven't realized it.
They don't know what you guys know. They don't know the breadth
I'm
of your knowledge.
He seems legit. Hmm. Fine, but why does the Church of Light have interest in me?
Well, we, upon looking at our records, we saw that you made a trek from the southern region, the cordoned off region, all the way
So
up
you've
through, all the
so
way
you've
up
been
through.
watching me for a while.
Yes and no. We received a divine message about. Well, the Bishop Amanda received a divine message from the goddess about you and your ally, that you guys have the potential to bring great catastrophe or great e- innovation to the world.
Okay, which goddess is part of the Church of Innermost Light?
They follow the sun goddess on the surface, but they also worship. any of the light domain gods, just like the goddess of rainbows, the god like Jin Ryu, all sorts of. They're essentially worshippers of light itself.
Hmm.
They aren't part of the Church of the Sun, then which is housed in Raylos. So they are a separate entity.
So, which of the goddesses that y'all are worship concerned about me?
Due to the nature of how divine messages work, we do not know which one exactly sent the message. It's just that one of them saw something in you and your partner, wherever they may be, as we lost track of them when the in Knox, of
Hmm.
all places. Your partner seems to have the ability to change their appearance, so it's hard to pinpoint at what point they switch with someone. Now, it would be helpful if you could provide us that information. It would be easier
Absolutely
to.
not. I'm sorry to break it to you, but I don't really have the utmost trust in the gods. In fact, I despise a great many of them. But, what to say is true, I'm pretty sure I know what's corrupting your little legal cult.
Legal cult.
If this is what you really say is true. But I don't really appreciate being watched. I really don't.
Would you have accepted if we came up peacefully?
Oh, no, probably not because of my past experience with the pep.
I mean, I might have been less likely to set you on fire, but
That's true. Probably a lot less, hopefully, bloodshed.
You can also be untied now.
Oh, that was food.
I don't see the harm in it.
They slither over and wrap around this person defensively, but not real. They don't have teeth to really bear. They have like these little sharp nubs that are in their mouth, but it's not really something that they could really bite you with.
So, I do see a great opportunity with this in order to get more information about a pep. So, your bishop wants to meet with me.
Hmm. Yes, your entire group would be very. It would be very helpful if you guys were to meet up with her. Though she is not in this city, as that would be too conspicuous.
I'll discuss it with the others. Where can I contact you when we've reached a decision?
Mm, there's this coffee shop that I've found quite pleasant recently. It's called Keanu Evilians. If you could meet me there, I noticed that you work there, so it would be the most convenient place for us all to meet up. And just to be clear, I was going there before you started working there. It was just a happy accident. That was how I was able to trace you back here.
Great. Alright. I guess that's all.
Can you release me?
Oh, yeah, I've been released. You could have ran any time.
No. Like he moves his arms. Hmm.
That's not how my spell works.
Uh, I'm used to more firm holds. When you
Oh my.
when you meet the bishop, you'll understand what I mean.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Not like that. Your perverse thoughts do not fit the image of a clergywoman like her.
We'll see by the end of the day. But for the meantime, farewell. And please, no more watching until I've reached a decision.
Hmm.
Because if I
Fine.
catch Zozo again, I do not guarantee their safety.
Zozo
It
doesn't
might be deep
guarantee your
fried.
safety. She says, like pointing her tiny little axolotl hand at you.
You're still Hex, as he flicks her and just makes a little bit of a necrotic pain.
Ow! Hassan, they hurt Zozo. Hassan to kill. We cannot kill them, Zozo. Uh, We have to be amicable unless
I'll
they.
remove I'll remove the Hex. So he just waves his hand over the eye that's on her forehead and it disappears.
What? You watch
There.
as the glowing on Zozo slowly dissipates. Alright.
He'll look at Zozo Truce.
Do you have any shrimp?
Hmm. If we meet again, I might have some.
Then until then, you are not forgiven. And Zozo will bite your hand next time we meet until I am given shrimp.
I like this one.
Here, sorry for setting you on your hands on fire. Pakari says as she takes out a little like it looks like a strip of like a pretzel and hands it to the guy. This will it will help.
I wouldn't be too sorry. He did pull a gun on us.
Yes, and you wasted my very expensive ammo.
Oh boo
Do you
hoo.
want the food or not?
Thank you. Ugh.
That gun is still cooking, by the way.
Um, the pretzel I gave him is one of my home styled infused foods, so it gives him back one temporary hit point each turn.
Wow, one temporary hit point. Not even like actually healing him. Just
I can give him something else, but if he gets healed, it gives him 2 extra hit points.
he
But you
like
have to get magically healed for
he
that.
he bites it. Like you see, like there's like a slight simmering effect on him. I guess this makes me feel a little better. It does taste good. A little yeasty for my liking, but it, it's still pleasant. You
I
must
see
be
his
the
tastes are inferior to a god's.
Cool, he just ate my food, so now he got affected with the friend spell.
you must
Oh
you
wow.
must be he you must be Hikari, right?
Yep.
I've heard good things of you. Do not get involved in these ruffians if you know what's good for you. Your reputation is spotless so far. I would not want it to get sullied by you associating with ne'er-do-wells and criminals.
Says the person who was camping out our tent.
I was across the street at a restaurant. I
Yes,
was
but you
hardly
sent your
camping
animal
out.
companion to watch us.
Don't wizards do that with their familiars all the time?
Do we look like wizards?
Whenever you see a
Like
companion like that,
he squints at both of you, kinda.
What?
You both cast spells like wizards, right?
Not exactly.
Wizards aren't the only things that cast spells.
I mean, I cast my fair share of spells too, but my spells come from nature itself. You guys are forcing the weave to make magic. That's wizard stuff.
No, that's not exactly how my magic works. But I'm not gonna tell you how my magic works because I still need my advantages.
Hmm, interesting. Well, come on, Zozo, let's go. Like you watch as Zozo shrinks down to like still bigger than a normal axolotl, like small cat size now, and crawls up onto his shoulder, looks back at you guys, and gives you a squint with their tiny, tiny axolotl eyes as Hassan disappears, leaving behind his calling card.
Mm.
You think he's going back to his base of operations?
If he's smart, he shouldn't.
Like at this point, Ikal has finished chewing on the bread and is heading. It comes out the tent. It's like, what was that about?
Uh, we'll discuss it later. We need to move the tent.
Big bread
We're in the.
house?
I'm sorry. What?
Big bread house. Move tent to big bread house.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
sorry, I don't understand half the things that thing says.
Ikal actually can't speak out loud.
It's because nobody has detect thoughts on right now. Um. Okay.
We only got about 5 more minutes of that left.
Okay. We should probably pack up the tent and try to stealthily go to where Call needs us to
Like
avoid any
they
more people finding out where we live.
they pat their chest. It's secret route. Follow. Ikal's going to take you guys to one of their many secret routes to the city that they've found throughout the past year, which
Well,
is
hold on. We gotta pack up the tent first.
you guys pack up the tent. I'm going to assume that you
Oh,
guys
okay.
are through a series of the alleyways, sewers, and various other out of the way routes. You guys managed to spend the rest of the evening like it's almost like midnight by the time you guys get to the Northern District. A trip that would normally take you like about an hour. It takes you about 4 hours to make.
And now, no, now most of the rest of the party doesn't know where the tent is.
Alright. And it's about this time that the rest of you guys are getting discharged from the guard station. Um, Simon, you're at the Greasy Elephant right now, right?
Yeah, that's where he went. I
Yeah.
mean, that's where his apartment is. So
So you'll see. I'm assuming you guys are gonna all go back to the Greasy Elephant after that.
Well, I don't live at the Greasy Elephant.
Okay. So are you gonna go back to your inn by
And I was
yourself
gonna,
with assassins after you?
well, actually, I was gonna try to go to the tent.
Uh, so you
But I guess I'll stick with these guys for now.
I mean, we could run into you. Because I don't know how long it's going to take you to travel through the city, but I assume you're doing that when we're having all of our altercations going on.
No, he's saying that by the time y'all have been moved to the new place, we get discharged.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
Yeah, they keep you guys there for a very long time questioning. like the you other two are pretty much done in like an hour or two, but they really drill into Adarpi because they're like, hey, you you killed a person in the street in front of guards, and you got and why you couldn't just subdue them? You couldn't tie them up. You couldn't lasso them with the whip. Something that didn't just kill them in front of so many witnesses. Like if there wasn't so much evidence saying that they were trying to harm you guys, there would be no recourse but to put you in jail or pending trial. But they, there's too much evidence for them not to believe you. But at the same time, it's like they can't they can't just like let you go with the slap on the wrist.
I'm imagining this entire time that Nis and Delbat were just kind of sitting there like playing cards or something.
We're
Like
staying there going, what's taking so long?
like they're
Reading the magazines in the waiting room.
probably
Newspaper.
about 2 hours in, the one of the guard captains would come in and just give us like nice soft of like after the other guards have been yelling and screaming, they'll just give a nice soft like, "Hey kid,
Oh
how
no!
you doing?
This
How you
kid got bad
doing?"
caught for 4 hours.
It's okay. You look. I know this has been a traumatic event, and you've had a long day, and according to your previous record, you've never killed anyone before. I know it's been a lot, and they've been really grilling you. Just we're gonna say that
I'm
we just have
crying.
we just have a little, we have just a few more or some paperwork to do. We have to get some testimonies from the people from the guild and some people around town, just making sure that you know.
Don't forget to tell them that I helped all those people that was,
And
hurting because they had done what
we
they'd
got
done.
yeah, we got their testimonies. They saw what you did, and you are being touted as a hero by those people. Yeah, the people from the guild vouch for you. There's look, I'm sure this is
Because
not
I
good.
have been here all this time. I haven't even eaten dinner.
Look,
Oh, what time is it?
we have um they bring out like a box of like some sweet naan, like it's some naan that's been dusted in sugar and some spices. We
Uh,
we have some snacks right here. If you can eat these, and look, you're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna work out. And as long as you don't get involved in this too often, we aren't going. The city's not gonna press charges. Because
and
we don't want to see you hang. That would be terrible.
Oh my god.
the city should be very thoughtful about who they let in here. I thought this was a safe town.
Look,
Ooh.
no city is 100% safe, and that's coming from me. I work in the law enforcement. You have all sorts of criminals in every city. Our
That's not a
city,
good advertisement for your city.
I mean, this is
Come to Goldport. It's good, except for the crime.
Except
this is
for
a
these
trade
15
city.
crime families here.
This is a trade city. It's not. It's a little harder to keep up with all the people coming in and out because people are coming in just to do their business, and we can't grill every single
While they're
person.
talking, I'm taking the sweet naan, and then I got two in each hand, or one in each hand, and I also have like put a couple in my back pocket while I'm nodding at her, and then just like yeah.
So, look, you'll be fine. In here, um, like they snap their fingers, and one of the other guards brings like this big pot of honey. Here, this is for you. The special.
Can I have some? Can I have some water?
Uh,
Anything stronger would be appreciated.
You're a child.
Oh,
Uh, we
anything.
can't we can't serve
Water's
alcohol
fine.
to people at the station, but we could. We
Oh,
we have some
great.
we have some cactus berry juice if you want some cactus berry juice. It's
Cactus berry juice sounds fine.
they get you a cup, and like after all the questioning, like trying to like the good cop, bad cop guards trying to get you to confess to some kind of crime so they can book you. Oh, the the nice guard captain trying to just make sure that you're all right. Like they throw
Appreciate.
everything just to make sure that you're mentally sound enough that they can release you back on the street and you're not going to go and kill again.
Can I have your name just in case
Uh,
you know?
oh, the roboting. Ow.
You can just call me Captain Silver.
I feel like he's gonna die later.
I feel like he's gonna be a boss later.
That'd be too cruel.
No, but it makes sense. The good cop just kind of helping keep the police in check for whoever one of the organizations, if not multiple.
Look, I don't trust anybody in authority in this town.
Here, have some candy floss, and you have a good day. I'm releasing you and your friends. It's no charges have been pressed. All the evidence has been taken, and you guys are free to go.
Thank you. Hand Nissa a sweet naan
Took you long
bread
enough.
thing. Dessert that held us back a couple of hours.
You know, I think you were right. I think it's a boss fight.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a boss fight later probably.
Hmm.
But yeah, I guess I'll. So Dove, I'll start thinking for a moment. I think you guys are heading back to the Greasy Elephant, right?
Mm,
I think I'll
we
join you
were
on
actually,
Friday.
I think we were actually trying to figure out what we're gonna do. If we're gonna go to
Oh, that's right, because you were gonna
the
try to
town where
teleport to
the
the other city.
yeah, but I can't remember why we were leaving.
I was thinking
Don't
y'all
we
were.
have to have permission? We have to have permission by Kave Sumo.
Yeah, you had to have permission from the guild leader, which y'all were probably gonna go do, and then we got dragged into a fight.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you guys were going to go look for him in the market.
Which now
Yep.
he's who knows where.
Well, I know. I think I sent Benu out to look for him,
Yeah.
to scout for him. Has Benu even reported back?
Yeah, he was sitting in the waiting room with everyone else. It's kind of
Oh.
weird that there's like this big
Mhm.
bird in here, but they just allowed it.
He's behaving.
I think
He's
that
more
makes it weirder.
sophisticated than us.
I think it's weirder that he's behaving.
Like he's
But do
just
you
read.
think they sent an assassin after the rest of the group as well?
That wouldn't surprise me. Where are y'all gonna end up going for now?
Well, we would most likely try and head back to, um, I guess the Greasy Elephant, wherever the tent was at. Let's see if we can find everybody else. Make
Yep.
sure everyone else is
Probably the
open.
best idea.
So the tent
Which
was
means we.
was in the area around the coffee shop somewhere. Um,
I thought it
you,
was near the Coliseum after
oh
the
yeah, you
thing.
did get moved to Extra Coliseum. So you guys head to the location of the tent, and you just see a bonfire remain. You never turned the bonfire spell off, did you?
Do you turn
Oh
that
my
off?
god, you have
Oh
burnt
wait,
down
you
the
don't
whole.
turn it off. It
It's just
just
you create one.
so you see a house on fire.
Oh
Why would
my
there be
god.
a house on fire?
It's
because
an
the fire
alley.
spread.
Oh, I
But
think the
how
guy.
would it spread if it's in the first off, it's in the tent district and it's in the open?
No, we're
It would
not in
just
the
be a
10th
bunch of
district.
tents on
They're by the
fire.
Coliseum. So one of the
The tent was by the Coliseum?
yes, it was
Oh,
near
okay.
so what the building next to where
I'm
the
assuming the fire wasn't right next to a building.
you guys
I
were
thought the
in
guy
an
was standing
alley.
on the building.
He got down and ran.
Oh. Oh yeah, you made it at the end of the alley.
It wasn't at the end of the alley.
It was just in
So
the
do I?
alley.
Is there? Do I?
Alleyways are like 15 feet across.
Do I see a magical fire?
You see where the firefighters have just finished putting out part of a building fire, and like they're just writing notes and stuff. Stuff. Uh, Stand back, citizen. Someone burned down this building. Thankfully, no one was inside as they were out partying for the festivities.
Who would do
Too bad
such a thing?
too bad we already confirmed insurance isn't a thing.
Dang.
Huh.
I guess
Any
add
idea what caused?
arson to the list.
So Dobat's gonna go. Well, thank goodness. But any idea what caused it so far?
It seems like someone used a cantrip to make a large fire. Did not quench it. So
Huh.
probably some homeless mage just trying to warm himself up in the cold night.
Yeah, totally not somebody trying to cook an axolotl.
Do what you gotta do.
What a horrible mage for getting to quench their own fire.
Yeah,
You gotta do what you gotta
you would
do.
be surprised at how many times this kind of thing happens.
Fair enough.
The Great
It's not
Fire
good.
that happened about 20 years ago was started because of a bonfire spell gone wrong.
Picaria's ears are just ringing.
Well, thank you. Sorry to bother you. And I'll just kind of motion. Let's head somewhere else.
Wait, where's the tent?
Wait, there's nothing here. He's trying to
So
motion us.
the
He's
tent-
He's basically giving a motion of let's move away before we talk.
Oh,
So we'll move to somewhere a bit more private. Well, that confirms that answers your question, Nessa.
I guess so. I guess we should find the rest then, more sooner than rather than later. Because if that is true, because that means that we're probably all being hunted now.
Let's head back to the Greasy Elephant for now. Well, here's the thing. If there was no remains of the tent, which means I don't think the tent burned down, which probably means that they moved it. We don't know where they are. They know where we are.
Oh, we know where they were.
Yeah, but it'd probably be easier to let nobody and Mana find us
Well,
rather than search the whole city.
I can say one thing that might help. You guys can track mana.
Oh, that's right, I can. And then nobody thinks for a second and looks at his wrist. Wait, that's right. You can use the mark to sense other people with the mark, right?
Yeah, within 5 miles.
Except that I can't sense Mana anymore.
Yeah.
Because Mana got rid of their mark.
You can sense nobody though.
Yep.
Yeah, well, nobody never got the mark.
Yeah, he did.
No, yes, he did.
He was there for a year.
Yeah, he was there.
Oh, that's right. I'm reverting.
Yeah, so we can use the mark to search for nobody at least. They could have gotten that far.
All right, so Dobat's gonna close his eyes and sense on the mark.
It's very faint.
Who's right there?
Yeah, it's just on the edge of your vision. It's in the North Road district. So, like right there, you're probably near where the merchants and stuff stay.
Okay, I was gonna say, did we ended up?
But you do also sense that there's someone in the area where the Greasy Elephant is. So there's probably someone still waiting there.
Well, he can assume that's Simon.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's only 4 people with the mark now, I think.
That we know of.
Well, 4 people with our mark.
It's more than that.
5.
Wait, no. Well, no,
5.
Lana was the only one that moved that mark, if I remember correctly.
but Mana didn't stay behind. That's why I'm getting confused.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone,
Didn't
everyone
have a
that
mark
went
'cause
through
she
the,
didn't.
everyone that went through the tomb has a mark.
Okay. So then,
Bakari and
I thought
Mana.
you said anybody that went through or took stuff did.
Oh yeah, if you took something out of the chest, you got a mark. So
Because
Bakari,
Bakari's the only one without one because she didn't take anything and she didn't stay.
yeah,
so
and
see, I've got the
then
3.
Mana
Mana got theirs removed.
removed there. So yeah, so 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Plus
so I
the
can
well,
sense.
there's a 6th one, but that one's in the Castle District. You
Oh
can
yeah, because
you can assume who that is.
it's
That
somebody
old
we're gonna
man?
have.
He
No,
didn't
it's our
take
good
any.
friend Zoran.
'Cause the old guy didn't take anything, so he also didn't get a mark.
Yeah, it's Zoran.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right. I think I've got a read on them. Shall we? Or
Yep.
should we go take a look at Simon?
Well, I think it's probably not best for us to go back to the rusty
Greasy
greasy
elephant.
elephant because they probably know that we stay there considering.
Sure. Let's go find out then. Let's go find out what happened.
Yep.
Dobat will
You're
keep the
like,
sense up as he kind of
But we should
No.
probably also make sure no one's following us as well. So
So you guys
I mean, so what? Are we
just forget
supposed to
about
stop our
Simon, who
entire life?
also might be getting attacked right now. We're gonna go figure out what the other group of people is doing.
I
if
mean,
he's still there, he should be
I mean-
fine. He wasn't on the list.
yeah, that is true. Simon wasn't on the list. Nobody was
Fair
on the
enough.
list.
Yep, nobody was on the list.
Nobody was at the top of the list in big bold writing.
All right, man.
I don't know why.
You guys had tried walking through the city at night, heading north.
And Dobat's going to keep, because I assume it's a bit of concentration to ping the mark.
Yeah.
So I'll say, I'll guide us there. You two keep your eyes peeled. Which, let me double check something before anyone rolls perception. So if we do roll perception and Nissa wants to, shared experiences can work here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would have a +8 in perception right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, it depends on what all we do here.
So, well, I was saying, like, you two keep your eyes out while I lead us. So, do we need any perceptions?
Go ahead and Adarpi and Nissa give me a perception.
So, do you want to do that, Nissa? I mean, John?
Mm,
It's up to
it'd
you, 'cause
be just 2 more points and towards
well,
it.
no, you add my full bonus. Well, you add my proficiency bonus, which would be another +3, actually.
That's the power of cooperation.
Which actually, yeah, it just says that they're proficient in. I don't see what you might double up.
Boy, it would be nice if a muffin appeared in my hand. Almost as if I had a button that summons muffins.
Yeah, I might as well use it.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't used this feat a lot, so burn 2 points, add +3.
Yep. So here goes. So, not sure if I can add this.
Yeah, you can. When you add. Oh, you failed.
I haven't rolled yet.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
a
a DARP
Darby.
you rolled. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think
Yeah,
that's
you
where
click it,
I add the
it'll.
three.
If you
Yeah, it'll
click it,
bring
it'll
it up.
give you an option to add additional dice or bonuses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I hope I did that right. We'll find out.
It's just +3 in the bonuses.
Oh, that's 25.
All right. Um, yeah, you look around. There's uh, you for a little while. Oh, one of the there's a couple of guards that are saddling you guys. But after they see that you guys they're heading through the old district, they sort of just that's not our area, and so they just sort of let you guys go.
Hmm.
And you guys probably about 2 in the morning will arrive at this very strange building. But before that, Simon,
Mm-hmm.
you went back to the inn. You were expecting everyone to show up eventually, right?
I figure, yeah.
So you're just sitting there drinking. The owner is just cleaning he's cleaning a mug with a gloved trunk.
Hey, improvement.
and he's
Audible gasp.
and he's just
What is this world coming to?
like uh you sure you want to stay up? The Darby's usually back before her 10. It's like it's like almost midnight. All the partiers and everything, revelers have left, so you should probably get a good night's sleep for your match tomorrow.
It really isn't like any of. It's really not like a Darby to be out this late, is it?
No, she's a good kid. She's usually he back home by 10. I hear her go up to her room. We go upstairs and we go to sleep. Uh, there was this one time I woke up in the middle of the night and there was a really tall customer, like one of those minotaurs, was in here. Yeah, but they said a Darby had taken care of him, so we sort of just let it slide. So he's a good kid.
Hmm. All right. Oh, that reminds me. Before you go, uh, sorry, before I go, uh, Simon will hand him a little note. If you see nobody or the
Who's nobody?
the weird one, the one with
Nope,
the weird
they're all weird.
rotating thingy.
Oh, the eye crown dude.
Yeah,
Uh, uh,
give that to him.
they came
Or
they came here one time and I it, they just freaking me out. Like it's like I don't think I saw them breathe.
mm,
That's because they
yeah.
don't.
Yeah, me and Dobat have a theory that there's some kind of automaton. I've never asked because I thought it'd be rude.
Yeah,
The other thing,
you don't want to offend people. I got a couple of citations for saying the wrong thing, and sometimes gnomes and halflings look very similar, and it's not my
uh,
fault if I get it wrong on occasion. And they're all small. It's better than it's better than me calling this one particularly not good looking a gnome halfling chick. I don't know what it's a goblin. I didn't know.
mm,
You, like
well,
sometimes goblins have that sand colored skin, so it could have been. Of course,
Oh,
of course,
no.
my sensitivity training told me that I can't differentiate cultures based off of their species. That's why I got the book. He pulls out that big book of species. He's in drinking
Oh
ages.
yeah.
I found out that it, the elf, those elf twins that used to come in here, they were
Yeah.
underage. They were like 80. I didn't know they were underage.
Hmm. Oh, and if any before I go, I think I'm gonna look around, see if I can spot them. Not the elf twins, the Darpy. If anyone comes and says they have a message for Mr. Gold, a me- someone named Mr. Gold, let me know.
Uh, all, all right. Wait, who's Mr. Gold?
Don't worry about it.
Yep.
All right. So, like you hear the door open very roughly, and a cold night breeze blows through the room.
Alright, I'll kind of twist around a little bit. Take a
Uh,
quick side.
a very tall, oh, she has to be one of those giant folk from the northern lands, but she's dressed like a, someone from this region, from
Mm-hmm.
the desert. See, he walks over and leans down. Excuse me, it's been a long drive. It's been a long ride over here, and I was hoping that even though it's late, I can get a drink. Oh, of course, miss. I don't close the doors until I fall asleep.
Mm.
What's your fancy? Something strong. My physique doesn't allow me to drink lightly. I have to have something that will has a punch. You got it, lady. Like
Do
she
I
said,
recognize?
um,
Would
no,
Simon recognize this person or no?
no, you wouldn't recognize this person, but they
Hmm.
have very striking features. Hey, have we met before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, I know where I've seen you. You
Hmm.
fought in the arena today, didn't you?
Yeah.
One of the first matches. A good show. Good show indeed. I
Can
just
I
so
too?
I just so happen to be looking for strong fighters such as yourself. You see, I have a problem and I need help getting out of it.
Oh, how do you figure?
Well, you see, I got into it bad, real bad, with a nice tall orc fellow about my height. Like she stands about 9 feet tall, so like a full-blooded orc, not like a half orc or something.
Hmm.
He was the best, but then he said the desert was calling him, and he ran off into the sands, and I haven't seen him since.
That orc fellow got a name?
Well, I thought he had a name.
Everywhere. Kicking it.
You alright?
I thought he had
Yeah,
a,
so something started playing
I thought he had a
while I was
name,
scrolling.
but it was. It turned out that that person didn't actually exist.
Fuck off.
You alright?
I thought I
You're
fixed it.
alright.
Yeah.
I had a,
Yeah.
I had a resemblance to. Well, he was one of those red orcs, you know, the ones that look like that whose skin looks like a simmering pool of blood when they sweat. The,
Yeah, I'm familiar.
sorry, do you see? Looks at, actually, you're red orc too, aren't you?
Yeah,
You look kind of the. I see. You look. The lighting in here didn't do you any favors.
probably the suit too. It throws people off.
Yeah, most orcs I meet don't wear nice clothes like that. It's too. What would you call it? Civilized.
Hmm. So you want me to go and find your missing man?
No, I found him um, face down, um, drowned in an oasis out in the desert.
Hmm.
I need you to find the one who killed him.
All right.
Cue the black and white noir music.
Oh, it's already queued. If you're listening to the music in the game, it's already playing.
Not to be blunt, but what's in it for me?
Well, I have connections, and I know people that know, oh, that some people that you might have met with in the past few
Met a lot of
days.
people.
Some of your associates, allies, friends,
Hmm.
I don't know what you would call them, might be involved in some dangerous work. I think,
Uh,
I think,
is this a quick insight check on this? Is this like a threat or a
yeah,
proposition?
you can roll it, insight.
I assume just a straight one.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the way she said talks is kind of off-putting to you. She doesn't talk like anyone from this region. Her speech patterns seem to be closer to that of someone from Knox, which
I see.
is weird because she's a Goliath who live in the north part of this continent, wearing clothes from the desert region, in but she speaks like a Noxian.
Miss, you wouldn't happen to be formally educated by any chance, would you?
So what if I am? Where I get my education should not be of issue to you.
Hmm. All right. Well, that's fair enough. Do you got a name for me tracking down your acquaintances, your lovers killer? Do you got a name, description, any way for me to start looking for him?
You can just call me Scarlet Red Scale, Madam Scarlet Red Scale.
Hmm. How'd you figure out where I am?
What makes you think I figured it out?
Well, to be honest, no one else is here. It's pretty empty. I haven't exactly been letting people know where I'm going. Not advertising myself as one of the fighters. Or is your plan just to keep stumbling along and asking people for help until someone says yes?
Oh, do I look like a common beggar?
No, which is why I'm concerned. Like you said, you have connections, and at the moment I'm dealing with some rather up and coming individuals.
Fine. I'll give you here. Here's the details I can share. There's a certain pirate that I need you to kill, and if you can kill her, then I will make it so that all your debts are wiped clean, you and your friends.
Alright. They have a title or name.
You can call him an admiral. Admiral Bad Guy.
Clarify. Internal thought. Well, I might have to get rid of them eventually anyway. And it would get me a recognizable amount of street credentials. Give me 24 hours and I'll get back to you with an answer.
Same time, same place.
Sure. Misread scale.
Alright. And you're a bad guy, by the way, not the other one.
Not a bad guy.
The Nadia bad guy is the descendant
Exactly what I thought.
of one of these bad guys.
All right.
For those watching, yes, he does do this a lot. Well, in fact, one of the first enemies I ran into was a fat person named Not a Bad Guy, who proceeded to get murked before he could fly away.
God, I just got hired to do a hit.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Yep. All right. So after that, I think Simon, who knows he's definitely being watched, is going to go outside and just wander around for like an hour or two ish to look for a Darby, and if he don't find him, he don't find him.
Now, you've been informed that you can use the curse mark to find each other, so you surmise that the large congregation of curse marks is probably where everyone else is at.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll head that way, I guess. Keeping an eye to make sure, like, he's checking to make sure he's being followed or not followed. So,
Give me a stealth check just to get through the city.
okay. Damn. 15.
Yeah, you make it through the city pretty handily.
All right.
I guess
So, I imagine like following through the trail and everything, Simon getting like to where they've moved it.
So it's a strange thing. Um, you you get to the front of the building and the lights are still on because no one turned the lights off, and you just see these 6 foot tall people made out of bread, loaves of bread. It's very stiffly kneading and shaping and baking bread,
Huh.
and just putting it out on a rack. And you see that they've made way too much bread for today.
Okay.
There's just a whole huge pile of bread in the front that area. Like the display case is just filled with bread, and they keep adding more bread to it.
Alright. Well, as I imagine, like, since there aren't really any guards or anything, Simon's just gonna walk by and take, like, a little bit of bread. And just...
Yeah, the bread golem at the counter holds out his bread hand and to take your money, but it doesn't really stop you from just walking out with it. Just watches you, and holds its arm out as you're passing by.
I'll give it a silver.
It goes into the register and hands you the 9 copper as change.
Okay.
It can do math.
Yep. Then I'll keep walking on and
Yeah,
looking
you
for
walk
the
around the back of the building, and the tent is just sort of set up, and you see some light leaking out from the flap.
What the hell is... Alright. Just gonna keep going. Because everything's fine, everything's normal.
You go in the tent, everyone's just gathered around, eating.
Alright.
Look,
So,
What are you guys talking about as Simon walks in? It's like 2 in the morning.
well, I mean, we'd probably be going over what in the world just happened to each of us.
Yep. Hey, did
Yeah.
you get jumped? Yeah, I got jumped. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
imagine something like, yeah. So then we were stuck at the police station for like 4 hours.
By the way, I hope you paid for that.
Paid for what?
Oh, him.
Oh, hi Simon.
hey,
Did you
So,
get jumped today?
no, actually, I went and after my fight, I got stitched up. I went over, had a conversation with those cult boys down in Tent Town. Told them to get their people in line or I'd come back a lot less friendly. Then I waited for you guys to show up at the bar for like 9 hours.
Well, you see, the 3 of us got dumped outside the Adventurers Guild by. Waggy, did we figure out if it was a cultist?
They,
Yeah.
they were at least an assassin.
Yeah. Tried to poison us, and apparently, someone also came after nobody here.
Well, no, not really. All they did was were just watching, and apparently it's actually a part of the same. It's not the same. It's not a cult in general. It's actually people with the Church of the Innermost Light.
Ah. Yeah, by the
Apparently
way,
they're suspicious of corruption from Apep and the Archbishop that he works under.
yeah, by
Oh
the way,
yeah,
which one of you lit the bonfire spell?
We have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, given
Well,
that
you
there
burned
was
the
a house,
building down.
yeah, there's a building that burned, so someone lit the spell where this tent used to be.
Must have been
Quick-
homeless. Trying to get warm in the cold night.
quick clarification.
You're
Why
using the
were
same excuse as the guard.
quick clarification?
Must be
Why
common
were
then.
Why were you stuck at the guardhouse for 4 hours?
Oh, because Adarapi here killed the person who tried to poison us.
Yeah, she split their throat open with a whip and made them bleed everywhere.
In the middle of the street.
Damn.
So, Nissa and I were fine. She got grilled for about 4 hours.
Oh, well. So,
They did have a letter on them that told about our movements, though.
Well, most of us, especially nobody. As
Or-
Dobat will create a copy. I assume they kept They kept the main thing, but Dobat will create a copy of what it said and everything.
Yep, we got a copy. If I remember right.
No, you guys have a copy of the whole thing.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. I did tell them that when I went there and agreed to basically have them keep their people in check. Mana, nobody. You might want to be careful the next few days when going about your business.
What form is Mana in right now?
Well, considering you guys are like right next to my bakery, I guess I will be the baker.
He's so he's Charles Deronair.
Okay, quick question. Is this the first time Simon's seeing this new form?
Yes.
Yep.
Did we ever
First time
come
we're
up
all
with
seeing this form.
a full description for him?
What?
Did we have a full description for him?
I don't believe so. I think he just died. Like he showed up, was a bit pompous, walked into an alleyway, into a room and died.
Yep.
Simon's gonna kind of look at him real hard, and then kind of look over at the rest of the group. He cool?
Mana.
That's Mana.
Okay.
How do you
Or at
like
least
my
they
new
say
home?
they are.
Yeah, you guys would be highly
that
susceptible
is-
to just some
Now-
random
now-
person coming up to you guys and claiming to be Mana. If they just killed Mana and they just come up to you guys and claim that they're Mana, and you guys would
Well,
really not have much of a recourse to figure it out other than nobody.
Well,
Actually-
Dobat can figure it because this person left the room, the goblin left the room, and then they both came back, but the goblin seemed to be on edge. Dobat knows what Mana's previous form was, so.
But
Oh wait, I remember. He was an elf. He was a shadow elf, if I remember correctly. So he's a shadow archive.
but yeah, before they set up.
Nick off.
Oh, I was actually about to.
Do your thing.
Oh, I was gonna say nobody also bought a loaf, but just for equal.
Oh, Ikal's. Well, if you want to enjoy the loaf more, you should shrink. And Ikal's going to shrink.
In other news,
Does it call if it have taste?
Nope.
That's
I found that out earlier. They just like chewing on bread.
Good mouthfeel.
did any of you? So I got approached for a job.
That might be difficult. Oh, I need to spend some time getting my son established.
I'm sorry. Son?
Has he had a kid this whole time?
He's in bed. He's asleep right now. Charles Debonair had a existing family. Him and his son are the only current occupants of this modified estate.
Well, that throws out my plan. I was gonna go deal with some husks in the town over, but it was like Nissa and Adarpi are going to another town for something else. Nobody's still in the tournament tomorrow. Now
Well,
Simon's off for approach for another job, so
Yeah.
well, not necessarily. I have something that may be able to help his condition, but I do not have the most deep medical know-how. So I
condition.
was hoping that I could bring some of you on as consultants.
Well, what condition are we talking about?
Well, his mother suffered from tuberculosis, and ultimately it claimed her life.
Hmm.
He is suffering from a similar condition.
Similar.
As I said, I do not have the most extensive medical know-how. I have something that may help his condition, but in the event that it doesn't, I need other alternatives. At the very least, I need.
That kind of blinks. You know, I do have access to restoration magic.
Well, I have something that will hopefully help him in the morning. If that does not help, then we can seek other avenues.
Don't just like I have restoration magic, right?
I do need to discuss with y'all, and most likely at a later date. I do plan on meeting with the bishop.
Hmm.
You sure that is wise?
Mainly for information getting on APEP. They would have a lot more on APEP and the bishop than we do.
Then of course, there's one other thing that we should all think about. As much as some people have a disposition towards them, the gods did issue a challenge, and we have at least knowledge on one. We have knowledge about at least one tomb.
Well, that actually ties into part of my plan here.
We actually know about two.
Let's see here. Did I write down the other one? I can only think of one off the top of my head, so bear with
We
me a
actually
second.
know of 4.
With between my with our collective knowledge, we should be able to get these bread golems functioning properly. Currently, they're starting to deteriorate. If we can do that, this business can generate us a consistent income, and using Debonair's status as a somewhat notable noble in this town, I can hire you on as my employees, which will give you free passage here in the castle ward, as well as a well fortified place to stay.
Sure. Which, now that you bring up golems, I guess I should bring y'all up to speed, everyone else up to speed on something. As I was, for a while, the only person in the booth with good old Etafurus. Yeah, he's not human. He's an automaton, through and through.
I mean, it makes sense since he knows someone that was from the Age of God.
He's from the first era.
That
He was wearing his old uniform, and he was part of the Arcanus army.
makes sense.
He was
knew
felled.
Layla.
Yeah, he was felled by Layla, and then woke up in his new body in the tomb, where he was freed. The people who freed him had some benefactors, and now there is a contract of sorts. What's also fun is his family has a passed down automaton technique, which, and he holds up his curse marked right hand. These were initially created to help power automatons. The automatons could kill and regenerate their own energy.
Do you suppose we could modify that technology?
If you can understand it first.
Go
To be
figure.
fair, they tried for more than this. He even admitted to such, but the blood crystal seemed to be the easiest way to work with, as they still don't understand spirit crystals too well.
Yes, but I think modern and civilization has made some advances in that understanding. I'm sure if they were to be brought together, uh, we could make more efficient golems.
But two more things I will bring up. One is that once he was freed, he's made some tools for his benefactor, and he did not state this benefactor in any way, shape, or form. But what did pique my interest was something else he said. One of his constituents created the modern tomb system. What we consider now as the world creating these tombs was something created by one of his constituents, apparently.
That makes sense. That wasn't always how things were.
Yeah. There weren't really tombs back in the day.
True, but it does put together the scope of the knowledge of what we could be up against if he is considered an enemy. He seemed more neutral in our conversation, more curious than anything.
They always seem like that until the very end.
Touche. But I figured I'd give you the best knowledge I could. The only other thing, as he pulls out the puzzle box, is he wants this delivered to Layla.
Well, I can't assist with that.
I can, and I planned to tonight. In fact, had we not been accosted, I would have probably headed back to my inn and hadn't gone to sleep already and given Layla a visit.
I still be careful.
Oh,
Indeed.
I am. But I'm assuming Dobat can look this over and see that it's beyond his comprehension.
It might. He said to deliver it to Layla, correct?
Well, first, Keontae, can Dobat look at this and find that it's beyond his comprehension?
Yeah, this is a little bit beyond what you can understand. It's like the construction of it is strangely. It's like um in your schooling, they showed you guys examples of Age of God technology that they have yet to discover how it operates. It's it's something similar to that type of thing. It's like this thing that it looks like it should function one way, but because it's so far removed from the culture that created it, you have no idea how it was actually supposed to be. It's like finding a strange tube object in a tomb and assuming that it's, oh, this is something that they used to um, keep scrolls rolled up when it's actually just like a toilet paper holder.
Um,
If I may, I can present the theory to you.
I was actually about to say if Dobat pulled it out, I was wondering if either Mana or nobody would recognize it.
You guys have to
Dobat
give
has
me
it
a
pulled out.
history check.
Oh,
I'll
they say
use.
you hadn't pulled it out.
No, I pulled it out.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, he pulled it out and showed it that he wanted this delivered.
I'm actually going to do knowledge from a past life as well.
Do you want to burn some co-op?
Yeah, we're all
Sure.
here.
What does that do?
If you use the co-op feat, like I had John do earlier, you can add, if you use it on me, you can add +3 to your roll because you can add my proficiency bonus because I'm proficient in history. Oh,
Okay.
Mana not 20 anyway.
Mana, you have seen many such of these devices back in the place that you were recreated. Um, It's a type of storage device. It stores information rather than a physical thing. When the puzzle itself is solved, which the people giving and receiving it that would know how to solve it or know the combination for solving it, it it would essentially you solve it and then it will disseminate the information inside.
Deontay,
Yes.
did you make a holocron?
No, it's not. No, it's not a holocron, but that's a good connection to draw. It is very similar to a holocron. Yeah.
It's like as soon as you said it, I was like, okay, this is basically like Star Wars holocron.
I mean, once you start mentioning a puzzle box, I kind of got non-flashbacks. That's why I wanted to be sure.
Flashbacks to what?
Don't worry about it.
Who hurt both of you?
Okay, I'll tell you what I know, and then I'll tell you my theory as to its purpose. So, think of this as a artificial brain. It has encoded information on it that will go exactly to who it's supposed to go to once solved. Now, I feel there's a particular reason he wants it delivered to Layla.
Oh, most definitely.
And this is why I consider it a warning. Back in the Age of Gods, things like golems and other information storage devices could be hacked or taken control of with a master control, or creating basically adding a backdoor into it. That is my worry with this device. That, upon giving it to Layla, it will give him a backdoor into her technology, including the marks you still have. What he would do with that, I don't know.
I mean, he created the marks apparently, so.
Exactly.
The thing that I'm more like, I'd planned to tell her the full story. And let her decide if she wants to solve it or not. If she wants to solve it, sure. Otherwise, I will be happy to find the nearest incinerator. But I wanted to leave that up to her.
It wouldn't be destroyed that easily, though.
Also, if he wanted to communicate this information directly to her, whatever is in here is something that can't be said in words.
Well, it might also be because of the possible leash he's on.
I was about to say, isn't he under contract?
Seems like it.
This could be something that he can't say while he's under contract, but it can still be stored into this device.
But if somebody put him under contract and thought of such an eventuality, why wouldn't they restrict his access to such technology?
They might not know.
That's the thing. They may not know. It may be someone that's from before the Age of Gods.
Well, if that is so, then we are dealing with a well-connected individual. And they're a bigger threat than anything you'll find in this city.
Speaking of connections, does the name Scarlet Red Scale mean anything to anybody else here?
Deontay?
The people who have been in the city for a year give me a.
So nobody, Picari, Adarapi.
No, I was underground.
Mana, Picari, Adarapi.
Mana, Picari, nobody.
No,
That's
Mana, Picari, and Adarapi.
Yeah.
It would be a. I guess that would be a history or investigation.
So no one who was in the tomb can roll it.
No, it wouldn't be something that it's something that you guys would hear in rumors over time, and you could potentially connect the dots.
Sorry, Dorothy, I believe in you.
They don't have co-op, so I can't offer my aid.
An investigation or history check.
Also, you're muted, Sarah.
Ah. Investigation or history?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do investigation.
Dang.
23.
Almost a nat 20.
Then just waiting on Luke's.
I don't know if you can hear us.
It has gotten late, so she may be dealing with people.
We're almost
I can
done.
hear.
Yeah.
She's moving her thingy. She can hear.
She just responded in chat.
Oh, I couldn't hear her.
You were
Yeah, it's
busy.
kind of a mumble stuff.
You were too busy thinking and not listening.
Can you roll for me?
Yeah, do you want to do investigation or history?
Investigation or history? Wait, which roll is this? I'm sorry.
We're trying to figure out who somebody is, and only those who have been out in the town for the last year can roll it.
Oh.
They're both the same, regardless. For you,
Alright, you said what in history?
investigation or history.
No. Both of those look pretty low anyway. Let's go with history then.
Okay.
Will Mana be the weak
Nat
link?
20. Nat
Yeah.
20.
Clearly, Mana is the weak link here.
Picari and Adarpi, you guys have come across his name for the same reason, actually. The Madame Redscale is the owner of the Nebonese Bank.
Oh.
But she is heavily tied to the Merchants Guild, but also pretty much has a hand in literally everything that runs through this city. Um, her guild, like her status in the city is up there. You guys have actually seen her on the stage with like the other leaders of the city when big events and stuff happen. She'll be up there, but she has a when she's in public, she has um she covers her face, but people have seen her face in private meetings and whatnot, and she uses that anonymity to walk around town without people knowing who she is. 'Cause she is the person to go to if you want to find someone in the city, essentially. She knows about everyone's accounts, who owes who's money. The Anytime money passes hands legally or illegally in the city, the Red Scale knows about it. Um, People have speculated that she's actually a dragon in disguise, but no one knows for sure, or because has no one has spent too much time with her. She's only been in the city for about 20 years. When the
I
city
wonder if
got
the name gives it away.
Yeah, everyone suspects that it's like a thinly. It's like one of those. It's like one of those kind of open secrets that like she's probably a dragon, right? Like we all think she's a dragon. And no, I don't think anyone, but no one would say that to her face or in mixed company. It's like one of those things that you just speculate over dinner. So everyone in the city collectively thinks that she's a dragon, but they they know not to just outright say it.
Who's a dragon?
But like
Hmm.
when the big fire happened 20 years ago, she came and rebuilt the bank that had been struggling under the weight of the city growing, and she basically made it one of the biggest bank in all of Aruba. So she's been pretty instrumental to a lot of things going on in the city. So if you know her, you are doing pretty good. And if she knows you, it may be for good reasons or not so good reasons. As long as you don't owe money to the bank, you probably aren't on her bad side, right?
Hmm.
I would assume that both Picari and Adarpi are on the waiting list to talk to her so that they can get more information about the people that they're looking for. But
Okay.
that list is very, very long. So you guys could be waiting months before you get a chance to actually speak with her.
All right. It's 8:40.
Yeah. So uh, with that revelation, I think we're about done, right?
I think
Hmm.
we can end it here.
Yeah.
Mana, I'll look at the bread golems in the morning and know a thing or two about puppetry.
That can happen after I introduce this. Probably the most easily to introduce to my son would probably be Adarpi, Picari, Nissa, probably those three.
Dobat just kind of
Hmm.
blinks.
I don't know you well enough.
Dobat shrugs. Fair enough.
Uh,
Mind if
You
I
know,
go ahead and
despite
fall
appear
asleep?
I'll
despite
assume
appearances,
that you guys get a good night's rest inside the tent, and
Um,
with
Dobat
that,
is gonna try and take his mind to Layla for next session.
yeah, we'll take care of that next session.
Yep.
And with that, we'll go ahead and say bye to the viewers.